There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Hey there, hi there, ho there, Andrew here, and we are reviewing, recapping, and reacting to Bachelor Episode 7. So we start off with shots of a school bus, a train on a railroad, cause, you know, small town Warsaw, Indiana. Wait a minute, that sign says that Warsaw is the orthopedic capital? One might think that that honor would go to Foothill Ranch, California. So we see Ben driving around in an old Chevrolet truck, cause, you know, small town Warsaw, Indiana. ABC, please stop hitting us over the head with your subtlety. Ben meets his parents and he gives descriptions of the ladies. Now this is important. Becca got a standoffish comment. JoJo is unbelievably beautiful and he is more himself around her than anyone else. Emily, she is growing and I have a lot of questions. Lauren B, there is something about her since the moment I met her. Interested about this week because last week was not a great week. Kayla is beautiful and really scared that she won't be able to fall in love. Amanda is shockingly beautiful and an incredible, incredible woman. Well, there you go. I don't have to go any further. And I will see you in the Alright, I'll continue. So after hearing his statements, my predictions are this. In the top 3, we've got JoJo, Lauren B, and Amanda, and in the bottom 3, we got Becca, Emily, and Kayla. Truth be told, the reality is that Becca and Emily are going to leave this week because Ben still wants to get in the pants of Kayla. And there's no chance that he's going to get in Becca the Virgin's pants, and quite frankly, Emily's not going to make it into the fantasy suite date unless her twin sister's there too. Ben leaves his parents and then he goes and takes the ladies via a pontoon ride to the house that they are staying in small town Warsaw. The ladies reveal to Ben that they are amazed how great Warsaw is. No, you're not. I mean, come on, give me a break. The ladies have gone to LA, Vegas, Mexico City, the Bahamas, and they're impressed with Warsaw, Indiana? When they get inside the house, Ben says today's date starts right now, and then he tells punny girl Lauren B she's got 30 minutes to get ready if she accepts. She gets ready, they both leave, and the ladies are sad because Ben asked personally about this date, and that means a whole bunch more. I'm sad because I was expecting a bad pun written on a note. To the first one-on-one date. Ben drives punny girl Lauren B all around Warsaw in that same red pickup truck because, you know, small town Indiana. And during the drive, he points out important things of his past. Oh, Warsaw, you are so charming. You're like Norman Rockwell and Thomas Kincaid just threw up all over my TV screen. So they make it to a place that is called the Baker Youth Club, which is an after-play school for kids. This is a place that Ben worked for 4 years, and it is a perfect place to show how great Ben is because, you know, kids. Lauren B, who I am sure is trying not to sweat like a pig on this date, ends up playing basketball and jumps ropes with the kids. We then see a kid named Ronnie that challenges Ben that if Ronnie can make a half-court shot, Ben has to kiss Lauren B. Hey, Ronnie, I got a great idea. If you miss the shot, you can go ahead and kiss my... He made the shot. After that, there's a kid crying in the corner for no apparent reason other than the fact that he wants attention or he must have realized that he's on this show and he's not getting a rose. Ben checks on the kid cause, you know, kids. But I really think that Ben went because he has the most experience consoling individuals that cry for attention on this show. Some Indiana Pacers show up and life is grand. Back at the house. So first Lauren B gets a one-on-one and now JoJo gets a date card, so my prophecy is coming true. Back to Ben and punny girl Lauren B, Ben decides to take her to his place. And when I say his place, I mean the place that he's staying because I doubt that he owns property in Denver, Colorado and Warsaw. They sit on a couch and straighten things out from the last week and then head to a bar. Because we all know that if your date starts off with driving around a po-hung town and then you're entertaining 8-year-olds, then trying to rectify what other women said about you the previous week, the thing that you need the most right now is a drink. To the second one-on-one date, JoJo ends up at Wrigley Field because Ben is a big Chicago Cubs fan. They put on jerseys that say Mr. and Mrs. Higgins and then they play some ball together. Ooh, I wonder if Ben's gonna go around the bases and slide into home. I'm so juvenile. Ben puts their names up on a scoreboard and then they have the typical Bachelor boring dinner conversation. I mean, come to think of it, has anyone really ever been excited to listen to and not participate in a dinner conversation? It's like they put the entire Bachelor Nation at the kids' table during Thanksgiving. Basically, the conversation that they have ends up that JoJo is just too scared to commit. Come on, JoJo, crap or get off the pot. Come to think of it, I should have been a therapist. So eventually the date ends, so let's up the romance a little bit. Cue in the music. Pipe in the uplifting monologue from JoJo. Now, pan the shot of them kissing from home base to the McDonald's sign inside the stands? Why would you do that? To the group date. We're all back in small town Warsaw, Indiana again, and we have no idea what we're doing here at this group date. Why? Because when the date card came in between shots of Wrigley Field, this happened. Honey girl Lauren B. then reads out loud, Kayla, Amanda, Becca, and that is it, because lonely twin Emily then starts to cry because she realizes she's getting the one-on-one date. So we don't hear the rest of the card. Man, I missed out of another pun written on a card. So the three women in the group date show up at a farm, and during their group date, they take two separate rowboats and then they fly kites separately. Amanda, mother of two, kite of one, mentions that she hopes that kite skills are not that important. Inside the barn, Ben tells the women that the person that is going to get the group rows date is going to continue the group date alone, making it a one-on-one date. He then pulls each woman aside to have some quality time. Amanda, mother of two, importance of one, goes first. She tells him during this alone time that she's excited to see her kids and that she was talking to the girls on the phone. I am going to ignore this because apparently Bachelor has dropped the no cell phone policy this year. Amanda then tells Ben that she hasn't brought any man she dated to see her girls. Whoa, wait a minute here. She said she hasn't dated anyone since her divorce, and that was 2 years ago. And I don't think she was dating anyone when she was married, and the father of her children was her husband. So she hasn't shown anyone she's dated to her girls because the last time she dated somebody, the kids weren't even born yet. Up next is Becca. She tells Ben how she feels and then explains how she's worried, and Ben responds with, "Why do you feel that way?" She gives the best response ever by telling him that she needs to hear the same exact feelings back. It's called communication, Ben. Not once have I heard Ben tell the things that he has said to Kayla or Lauren B. to Becca. And she tells him very sweetly, because we have to read the closed caption, "Just don't blindside me." You see, that's code for if you don't want me, tell me now, and don't waste my time before you hurt me anymore. Yes, I do speak woman, just not fluently. And in Kayla's conversation, she mentions that she really doesn't have any hometown roots, and my mind starts thinking that Ben must have picked these girls alphabetically because we've gone from Amanda to Becca to Kayla. Oh, and he really does like kissing Kayla a lot. And I don't think he kissed Becca at all. Back at the barn, Ben decides to give the group date rose to Amanda. Called it! Ben takes Amanda on their continual date, and Becca the Virgin must really hate barns now. I mean, she got dumped in the barn twice now. The first one was from Prince Farmington. To the group date that has now become the one-on-one date. Ben tells Amanda that he wanted to do something that he normally does when he comes to small town Warsaw, Indiana, and that's go to McDonald's. What, they don't have McDonald's in Denver, Colorado? Oh, wait a minute. Now I know why they pay into McDonald's at Wrigley Field. This is just another commercial like Kayla's ride-along date. How is this a commercial? I will tell you how it is a commercial. Ben orders his dinner, which happens to be an Egg McMuffin. You know, because McDonald's is now serving breakfast for dinner if you haven't seen the other billion commercials out there. Also, Ben tells the cashier that he has always wanted to work behind the counter and wants to know if he and his date can do that. You see, look how much fun it is working at a McDonald's restaurant. Seriously, a software sales rep goes and takes his date, who happens to be an esthetician, to a McDonald's just because he wants to work behind the counter? You know this was set up because the cashier right away is like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead to any McDonald's at any time and ask for napkins, and the person behind the counter is going to be like, let me ask the manager. Yeah, so after that fun paid commercial, Ben goes and takes Amanda, mother of two, value meal of one, to the carnival. And what do we get here? But the mayor is praising Ben for being the alpha male of the world, and the hometown loves him because, you know, small town Indiana. Plus, they are in all of Amanda like they're a bunch of Stepford wives, and Ben gets to play with the children there because, you know, kids. The date ends up with them riding a whole bunch of rides and then stopping at the top of the Ferris wheel to kiss. Let's go to the third one-on-one date. So this one-on-one date is Emily's one-on-one date, and we find out the note said something like, home is where the heart is, and we didn't get a chance to see that again because somebody is slipping here. And I'd like to take the time and say that Emily strikes out hard on this one. Hard on this one. Why? It's what she says to the parents. Here are some examples. I feel like I'm so average at everything in life. It's been a lifelong dream to be an NFL cheerleader. I am super young, but I have blossomed through meeting Ben. Or how about Emily saying that she thinks that she would be an above average mom? She also told his dad that she would love to sit around and watch movies all day. Whether this is true or not, these are not the things that you say to a potential in-law on the first time you meet them. Ben talks to his parents and gets their impressions, and Ben's mom is having a difficult time to hold back the comments. I mean, watching your mom cry, trying to find a compliment about someone that you're dating has to be a game changer. Then we see Ben driving the pontoon back, and Emily asks, "You're not driving me home already, right?" She is so clueless. Ben breaks it to Emily that he feels, and by that I mean his parents, that she's not the one for him. Strange thing is that Ben is more emotionally broken up about this and Emily not so much. Now comes the part that I am really confused on. The other women start getting all emotional and crying when Emily says that she's going home. There has to be something in a woman's DNA that I just don't understand. Emily gets into the limo and I say she's over it by the time she gets to the airport. No cocktail party this week, which is a real shame because I could use a drink right now, but Chris Harrison shows up to talk to Ben. Harrison asks Ben if he honestly sees the potential to see these 5 women as becoming his wife. That is called an out. All of these women could get a hometown date right now. What does Ben say? No. He says that one has not gotten there. So we go to the rose ceremony. With Amanda already getting a rose, Ben hands out the final 3. That goes to Lauren B., JoJo, and Kayla. The prophecy is complete. Ben walks Becca out and she says, "Why did you do that? I asked you not to blindside me." He then tells her he didn't know who he was going to choose until seconds ago. Liar! Harrison gave him an out to take all the ladies to hometown dates. Ben said there was one that he did not have a connection with. He knew that before he went into the rose ceremony. We see Becca the Virgin enter the limo and she ends with the line, "I just don't want to be alone." Does that mean that Becca the Virgin's going to be the next bachelorette? I'm sure they can find over 25 guys that want to marry a virgin. So who do you think is going to get eliminated next, and who do you think is going to be the next bachelorette? If you like the video, tap the like button and please share because the channel only grows with you. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you get notified the moment I upload. And I will see you in the next video.